Importing and working with audio files in Storyboard Pro is fast and easy, so you get right to the fun part of drawing your boards. Now, if you can't hear the sounds when you click on your play button up here.
Trouble Buster.
Oh, I'm hearing it. Great. But if you're not, make sure that this speaker icon has a blue box around it. The other thing you're going to need to do is to be able to hear your scrubbing. So if you don't hear that when you're scrubbing back and forth, right-click on your timeline and make sure there's a check mark next to sound scrubbing. Great. So we're ready to go. Now, Storyboard Pro can actually import and use 4 different types of audio files. Pretty much anything you're going to do is going to be one of these. WAV, MP3, AIF, or AIFF. All of them work beautifully. Now, when you import any audio file into Storyboard Pro, it actually copies the audio into the project folder itself. So you don't need to worry about tracking everything. Once you've imported them, they are attached to that project file. To see the audio in your project, you need to be working in your timeline workspace. So the timeline workspace is one that looks like a treble clef up here. It's the one I always work in anyway. And as we talked about in a previous video, you're going to need to have a lot of different layers. Let's take a look here. I'm going to grab the line in between my timeline and my drawing area, drag it up. All right, so I've got 5 audio tracks lined up in this one. That's fine. So let's start playing around a little bit and see what we have to work with. Where are we going to start here? Let's go back to, I know I'm going to need some audio right here. So there's 3 different ways for us to import audio into Storyboard Pro. One is down on the left, you see this little note with an arrow pointing into it. That's the import audio. So I know that I'm going to need to bring in one of my audio files right there. First of all, I'm going to click on the track I want it to go to, which is track 1. I'm going to click on Import Audio, Source Sound Clips. I'm going to open that up, and I'm going to find line 29 saying, "You Big Baby." So I'm going to select it and click on Open, and that's going to ask me where I want to put it. So do I want to put a new soundtrack, so it'll add a new track for me? No, I want to keep it on my current, so that's fine. That's selected. Now, do I want it to go to the first frame? Nope, that's way too far back. I actually want it right where I've put my timeline. So I'll keep that at current frame. Then really important, do I want it to overwrite sound clips that are after it if this is too long, or do I want it to fill the next available frames? I always keep next available frames because I don't want to lose something I already set. Now, if I want this to be my default, where this is always the case, I can just select it right here. I like to keep it open to remind me every time to take a look at, wow, did I think about what I needed to do? I'll select OK, and here it is. It drops right in. Let's see how that sounds. All right, I'm just going to slide that over a little bit.
I can't believe you didn't move.
All right, so that looks pretty good. So that's way 1 to import a file. Now, let's look at a second way. Let's see, I know we need a sound effect here. Where is it? There's a shot of Mama at the door. There we go, a door. I want a little door rattle right here. We're going to put this on Audio Layer 3. Notice it turns a dark gray when I select it. So I'm going to right-click in here and all the way up near the top, Import Sound Clips. I'm going to go back to where I keep all my audio files for this project and door rattling right there. And I'm going to click Open. So current soundtrack, current frame, fill next available frames, yes, yes, yes. And it goes, wow, there's a lot of rattling. You know what? I'll edit that down later. So let's just leave that in there for right now. Now there's a third way and my favorite way. So let's scroll all the way to the end. As we start moving in on Luke, I want to add a little musical sting. So let's go to audio track 5. Notice that's now highlighted. And I'm going to actually give us a little more room here. And I'm going to scroll down so we can see audio track 5. I need to be in my library. So let's find Music Cartoon Caper. Let's double click on it, see if I like it. And hit play here in the preview. Yep, I like that. So I'm going to click and drag that in. I'm going to drop it right over any layer that I want. And there it is. So scrubbing, I can hear it, or I can just click play. There we go. So, as you can see how quick and easy it is to import audio into any place on my soundtrack that I need, making it unbelievably fast to create the animatic as I'm drawing.